All right, man. I know people are doing their thug dizzle. All right, let's do this and let's do this.
The new Black Wall Street. Do it right, build wealth, live life, economic empowerment, real tips, insight on the new Black Wall Street. It's on the new Black Wall Street. It's your host.
All right, my beautiful people, thanks so much for tuning in. This is ERGJ, Certified Financial Educator, founder of the New Black Wall Street, and we are having our midday matter. Normally I read a book, but I think this topic is way more pertinent to where we are as a community. So today, we're going to be talking about 11 black billionaires and how they built their wealth. I truly believe that if you want to be wealthy, you should study wealthy people. You should do what wealthy people do because they actually have a blueprint. You actually have a blueprint. So right now, I want you to go ahead and share this video. Let your people know that we're talking about black billionaires. That's right. We are talking about black billionaires. Let me go ahead and put that in here. Now, while we are actually sharing this across our different platforms, we're talking about black billionaires. I want to let you know that this episode, what we got today, oh my goodness. Today's episode is going to be brought to you by the Black Bazaar. The Black Bazaar, that's going to be your motherland marketplace where you can get your African wear. And right now we have our 2017 class of 2017 sashes on sale for you to go ahead and get your graduation presents for your graduates, right? This is a Kente sash made in Ghana, class of 2017, 20 bucks to go ahead and order this today. This is ERGJ. You can give us a call at 678-851-2400. That's 678-851-2400, or go on over to our Facebook page, ERGJ Black Bazaar, to get yours today. Now, again, we're talking about black billionaires, so you want to go ahead and share that. What's going on, Wendy B? We're going to go ahead and share that while we're waiting on people to join, because we're going to have a good time today. We're going to be talking about black billionaires, 11 of them, and how they actually built their wealth. Now, I do have a new package that came in. I want to share that with you guys. If you guys know what's going on, just got a package in, man. This is fabulous. And this package, I'm super excited about this package here because it's got, what it has in it is a whole bunch of, look at that, black excellence. It got a whole bunch of black products that I just got in, right? So we got this cookie kahuna, aka Wally Amos. All right, it took his auntie's recipe for chocolate chip cookies, opened the world's first gourmet cookie store. Wally has gone back to his original recipes and techniques, and now the cookie you have always remembered is back. Cookie Amos, cookie kahuna. And then we have Solange. She's got some music. I got this in here. Solange Knows, her third solo album, A Seat at the Table, has gained her a #1 spot on Billboard 200. The album includes Q-Tip, Kelly Rowland, Tweet, The Dream, and more. Love this album. Hope I enjoy it as well. Thanks so much. I don't even listen to Solange, but nonetheless, what else do I have here in my little box? Dr. Muhammad. This is moisturizing shea butter. All this stuff is black products. Moisturizing shea butter. See here, Dr. Muhammad Go Sharif is a chemist and creator of the esters. He became inspired by the lush forest around his grandmother's village in Sierra Leone. Esters uses a high quality products they know that make, such as shea butter lotions, hair pomades, deodorants, body wash, foot salves, and more. So this is a moisturizing shea butter. I need this. Black owned products, guys. I don't play. And then we have this right here, which is a greeting card. So this is DeShera Benford, aka the Crafty Chick, a Chicago native who is a creator in full life. She created a beautiful card with tiny handmade details. She teamed up with an artist, Dana Todd Pope. So this is a black-owned greeting cards. See, black-owned products, man. I don't just talk it. I actually do. Look at it. We got Willie Amos cookies and all this. Solange's CD and some. I really needed this shea butter lotion. So this all came in this little box. I'll talk to you guys about where I got it from. But nonetheless, what we're talking about today is black billionaires on our New Black Wall Street video today, or our time together. So if you're watching on some other platform, you want to go ahead and come on over to ERGJ Enterprises so we can actually have a conversation together. And let's go get this show rocking on the road. I can tell you about all the wonderful things we got going on, but just go to ergj.net and sign up for what you want to sign up for. At the end of the day, we teach you about money. And whatever you want, when you want to learn about money, then you'll go to the website and you'll sign up for something. At the end of the day, I think today we're going to talk about the Dow Jones 30. We're going to talk. I'll tell you about what we're going to do today, and then we'll move on because I don't want to spend a whole bunch of time telling you about the offering. So we do have our March Madness, our Dow 30 investment session today. So if you want to learn about investing, this is the place you want to go. We're going to do that today, I think about 7:30. We're going to be talking about Disney, Intel, Nike, American Express, Home Depot, and Procter & Gamble. But then also after that, we have our Club Million Plan presentation. So if you want to learn about what we're doing to help 1,000 Black folks save and invest $1,000 this year, then that's going to be your Club Million Plan presentation. So you want to sign up for that. So this is the Dow investment session, and then the Club Million Plan presentation will be coming up in just a second, and I'll be able to show you guys that one as soon as that pops up. I thought I put it in. I thought I did. Maybe I didn't. Maybe it's taking a little while. Oh, there it is. So that's the Club Million Plan presentation. Now, what we're going to be talking about today is this. How did these 11 Black billionaires build their wealth? How these 11 Black billionaires built their wealth. So let me ask you guys this. Does anybody know who is the richest Black person in the world? Let's start there. Does anybody know who the richest Black person is in the world? I know we read the Forbes list and we probably know who the richest man in the world is, so according to Forbes. Of course, we know Rothschilds and all that stuff. Well, who's the richest Black person in the world? Anybody know that? Has anybody took the time to study Black people and their wealth? That's a good thing that we might want to start studying for New Black Wall Street and rebuilding Black Wall Street. How did they do it? Right? Anybody know? Anybody got any idea? I know you're going to Google right now. You're probably going on Google right now. Who is the richest Black person in the world? That might be something that might be worthy of studying during Black History Month. That might just be worthy of us studying. All right. But I know you guys like, I don't know. Let's go ahead and go through it. So the richest Black person in the world and how they built their wealth. So our number one candidate is Aliko Dangote. I can't even say his name. Aliko Dangote. He's worth $14.4 billion. Everybody put in the comments below Aliko. And we're going to talk about how did he build his wealth. Because I think it's very important for us. If we want to be wealthy, we should study what wealthy people do. I mean, that just makes sense to me. Does it make sense to you? I'm sure that it does. Let's go ahead and talk about how did these Black billionaires build their wealth. So Aliko Dangote. Obviously, it sounds like he's got a little bit of Nigerian or something in him. But anyway, he's the world's richest Black person in the world, right? Aliko Dangote, something like that. All right, so let's talk about out of 1,800 billionaires in the world, only 12 of them are Black. Let's start there. Out of 1,800 billionaires in the world, only 12 of them are Black. Out of 1,800 billionaires in the world, only 12 of them are Black. That might be a nice stat to know. That's going to be your trivia question. 1,800 billionaires, only 12 are Black. All right, let's go ahead, man. Let's go ahead. Nigerian cement tycoon Aliko Dangote is still the richest Black person in the world by far, with a fortune estimated at $14.4 billion, down from $15.7 billion last year. Coincidentally, the second richest Black person in the world is also Nigerian. So it says to me, we might want to be going over to Nigeria because two Nigerians are the number one and the number two richest Black people in the world. Okay. All right. So what did Aliko do? Aliko is he is a Nigerian. He has sugar. He's into sugar, cement, and flour. Sugar, cement, and flour. Everybody put that in the comments below. He's Nigerian, but put in the comments below sugar, cement, and flour. And what we're talking about today, again, is how did these 11 Black billionaires build their wealth? Because I'm sick and tired of my people trying to tell me how to build wealth without them researching how our forefathers have actually done it. So don't come to me with all of this stuff, because I'm gonna tell you, I'm not. When I find me on this list, if I find someone on this list who actually has done it through network marketing, then I'm gonna shut up. But if I don't, then I'm gonna follow people who have done it, not people who are talking about doing it. So Aliko Dangote, the richest. Now, wouldn't this be interesting? Wouldn't you say, hey, I'm Black and I want to be wealthy? Well, why don't I learn from Aliko? I mean, he's the richest Black person in the world right now. It would make sense for me to learn what he's done. So he's in raw materials. Thanks so much, Tiffany. Sugar, cement, and flour. All right. So Aliko, I don't know what this is. I hate this stuff, this pop-up stuff. So Aliko Dangote of Nigeria, Africa's richest man for the 8th year in a row. He is the founder and chairman of Dangote Cement, the continent's largest cement producer. So don't tell me that we can't be producers. He is the founder and chairman of the continents, not the country, the continent of Africa. He has the largest cement. He has the largest cement company in Africa. Did y'all know that? Huh? Did you know that? Have you ever studied black billionaires before? Hey, that's what you got ERGJ for, okay? That's what you got here. That's what you got ERGJ for, okay? All right. Hey, I'm not going to say it's not a resource, Travis. What I'm going to say, though, is if I find one network marketer on this list, then I'm going to agree with you. If I don't, then I'm not going to agree with you. I think it is a means to an end. We're going to talk about that later. What we're going to talk about right now is the 11 black billionaires and how they built their wealth. Now, I don't know if I'm going to see any of them that are going to say they built it through network marketing, but let's find out, okay? Don't argue with me. I'm talking about the 11 black billionaires in the world. Are you guys talking about these 11? I don't think so. All right. So Aliko Dangote, Dangote Cement now owns, everybody put in the comments below, owns. He owns plants in Cameroon, Ethiopia, Zambia, and Tanzania, and produces more than 30 million metric tons annually. His conglomerate, the Dangote Group, also has business interests in sugar, flour, and salt production. So everybody put in the comments below owns, and also put in the comments below production. The richest black man in the world owns and produces. Owns and produces. I think that's important to know. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me go back to him. Aliko Dangote, $14.4 billion black man, owns and produces. Huh? How many guys are studying the black billionaires? Okay, let's just get into it. We're studying the black billionaires today on New Black Wall Street. This is what we do. So let's go on and move on to number 2. The second richest black person in the world is Mike Adenuga. Mike Adenuga. Something. I can't say it, okay? He's worth $9.9 billion. $9.9 billion. Now, what did Mike do? I'm just going to call him Mike. Mike is a Nigerian, and he is into oil and telecom. So everybody put in the comments below, oil and telecom. Nigerian billionaire Mike A is now the second richest black person in the world, thanks to a new information from analysts on the value of his mobile telecom company, Globalcon. So everybody put in the comments below, Globalcon. So he is in oil and he is in telecom, and his new telecom company, Globalcon, has actually pushed him up to be the second richest black person in the world. So Globalcon, and then his oil production company, which is Canoil Producing. So let me put those in the comments below. Globalcon and Globalcon, and you know what, Travis? Whatever you want to say, he's the second richest black person in the world. So however you want to define it, Travis, is fine. There's no debate. There's no conversation. We're talking about his net worth. However you want to look at it, he's the second richest black person in the world. So there's no debate. There's no conversation to have. We're just talking about what he's done to produce his wealth. That's it. There's nothing really to I don't know what, it's not liquid or whatever. I don't know what all that means. I mean, he's the second richest black person in the world. I think when we get to that level, we can have that conversation. Other than that, we probably want to follow what they do. All right. So the second richest black person in the world, he's worth $9.9 billion. He has a company called Globalcon and Canoil Production, which again, he owns and they produce. They're in telecom and they're in oil. Okay. The third richest black person in the world is Muhammad Al-Amode. He's worth $8.4 billion. Now, what did Muhammad do? Muhammad, he's Saudi Arabian and he is into oil. So everybody put in the comments below again, oil. So Saudi tycoon, they call him a tycoon. How many guys, let me ask you this. How many people am I talking to today that are watching this right now? Of course, you want to come over to ERGJ Enterprises, but how many of you guys are tycoons? You know what I'm saying? Like they call this man the third richest black man in the world is called a tycoon. That's what I'm talking about. I'm trying to get to, y'all trying to get the boss status. I'm trying to get the tycoon status. All right. So Saudi tycoon Mohammed Al-Omadi made his first fortune in construction in Saudi Arabia and reinvested in construction, agriculture, and energy companies across Sweden, Saudi Arabia, and Ethiopia. He owns Preem. This is the name of his company that he owns now. Preem. He's the owner of Preem. All right. Preem is an oil refining company as well as oil fields off West Africa and gold mines in Ethiopia. So he made his first fortune in construction. He took his first fortune, flipped that, reinvested it into a construction, agriculture, and energy. Everybody put in the comments below construction, agriculture, and energy. This is a man that has built a fortune, reinvested back into these areas of commerce, and he owns a company. He owns a company that produces something. He owns Preem, an oil refining company, as well as oil fields off West Africa and gold mines in Ethiopia. Tycoon. My goodness. This is some good stuff here. That's number 3. All right. Construction, agriculture, and energy. That's right, Tiffany. He reinvested. That's what I'm talking about. Look at it. Look at these words, man. He reinvested. He owns something in oil. I mean, look at this, man. Did y'all know that black people are doing this stuff? I mean, we talk about Black Wall Street all the time, and I'm sorry, whenever I hear Black Wall Street, I never hear anyone talk about network marketing. So I'm not going to go there today, right now. I'm going to go there later on because y'all going to learn today. But we're talking about ownership. We're talking about building something. We're talking about producing something. Construction, agriculture, and energy is what's brought us to our first 3 billionaires. They were in oil. They were in construction, agriculture, sugar, flour, salt. This is where the billionaires play. So if you want to be wealthy, wouldn't it make sense? Wouldn't it make sense to study what wealthy people do? Now we're talking about black wealth. Isabel dos Santos is number 4. Oh, we got our first woman on the stream. So Isabel dos Santos, what did she do? Now her business came through her heritage, through her she got, whatever, inherited some of this. But anyway, she's from Angola and her business is in investments. Everybody put in the comments below investments. Still looking for network marketing, still haven't found it yet, but this is investments. A black billionaire investor, Isabel dos Santos. Now, it says this, the world's richest black woman. Now, wouldn't this be nice to know that as you are studying black history, that you know who the richest black woman is right now? How many guys are having this trivia question? How many guys are having this conversation at the kitchen table? You know what, mommy? Could you tell me who's the richest black person right now? Many of us don't even know. Well, you're going to learn today. She's in investments. I hope you guys are taking notes because this is what I do. Isabel dos Santos. Now, the world's richest black woman is also the oldest daughter of Angola's president, Jose Eduardo dos Santos. She owns lucrative stakes in blue chip Angolan companies such as Unitel, the country's largest mobile phone network, and a stake in Banco BIC. She is also a controlling shareholder of Portuguese cable television and telecom firm Nos SGPS, formerly called Zon. So here's what it says to me. While I may study and learn from Warren Buffett, a white man who is the Oracle of Omaha, I might want to start taking some cues from Isabel dos Santos because I'm an investor and she has some blue chip. Everybody put in the comments below blue chip. She has some lucrative stakes in blue chip companies. Now, in America, what do we have? We got blue chip companies. They're called the Dow Jones Industrial Average. every company within the Dow, which is the 30 most significant stocks in the world, are considered blue chip companies. Now, and Miss Dos Santos, she has lucrative stakes in blue chip Angolan companies. So it says to me, if I want to be rich, if I want to build wealth, I might want to have some blue chip companies in my portfolio. How about you? I'll wait. The fourth richest black person in the world, the first richest black woman in the world, is an investor. Y'all gonna learn today. All right, everybody got that. She's an investor. She invests in some blue chip companies. She also has, she's also as a shareholder. I mean, she's an investor in a cable TV company. She's an investor in a telecom company, and all this stuff is overseas. Angolan, Portugal. She's found some great. She has become a great investor. Okay. The fifth richest black person in the world, not just United States, in the world. You all know her. She's the second one on the list. The second richest black woman in the world. The fifth richest black person in the world, our good old Oprah Winfrey. All right. She's worth $3.1 billion. Now, her and Miss Dos Santos are right around the same. Dos Santos 3.1 billion, Oprah 3.1 billion. I guess Dos Santos has a little bit of edge on her. So Oprah Winfrey, how did she build her wealth? She is an American. Obviously, she's an American, and she's built her wealth through television. Oprah, once the queen of daytime TV, is still the richest African-American person in the world. She's the richest person in America that happens to be black. Her once struggling cable channel, which she owns, Oprah Winfrey Network, is now cash flow positive and is enjoying soaring ratings on the back of a series of successful sitcoms and drama collaborations with director Tyler Perry. So Oprah Winfrey, obviously she got her fame from daytime television. Then she went from daytime television to ownership, where she owns her cable channel. Now, she was having some struggles until she made a partnership with Tyler Perry, who now directs, I guess, I don't know if exclusively, but he does a lot of directing on the OWN network. And Tyler Perry is a great producer of content, and now she's starting to have positive cash flow. Everybody put in the comments below positive cash flow. Now this is important, because Oprah's own network, or OWN, Oprah Winfrey Network, was struggling for quite a bit. But now she is starting to pick up traction, and now she has positive cash flow in what she owns. So just like any other entrepreneur, business owner, you might start out struggling, but then she made the right connection, right partnerships to able to help her business to now thrive and get into positive cash flow. I know she was on this list. All right, now she also owns a 10% stake in Weight Watchers. So she also, not only did she go from daytime TV to owning a cable channel, she is also an investor in Weight Watchers, or investor in another company. So again, let's do a quick recap, because I still don't see network marketing here yet. I see ownership, I see investing, I see commodities, I see telecom, I see oil, I see sugar, flour, construction, agriculture, and energy. I still don't see, out of the 5 richest black people in the world, network marketing. I'm sorry, I just don't read that. Maybe I don't see whatever you guys see, but what I've decided for my life is I'm going to learn from the top 10%. Now, I'm not going to get on network marketing just yet. That's going to be for later on, because I think that it is a strategy that you can use to get to where you want to go. I think it's a means to an end, but it's not the end. At some point, we as black people have to say we are going to own and control. That is the theme of 2017, own and control. All right, number 6 on the list. The 6th richest black person in the world. I think this is some great, you know what, you think about this. We're talking about the 11 richest black people in the world. You would think that we have so many more black people that's going to tune in to something like this, right? But we're not interested in learning how to be rich. That's just the problem that we have all up here. We're not interested in learning how to be rich. Robert Smith. Yeah, Robert Smith, $2.5 billion. This is the silent assassin right here, Mr. Robert Smith, the 6th richest black person in the world. He is an American, and he is into private equity. Private equity. He owns something. Private equity. So Smith, he is the founder of Vista Equity Partners. It is a private equity shop that has an impressive portfolio of leading enterprise software companies such as WebSense, Applied Systems, and MediaOcean. So he is basically a venture capitalist. He has an equity partner. They invest in other companies or other enterprises, and then those enterprises get big, and then they make money off of their investments. So he is the founder. He is the founder of Vista Equity Partners. He is not a partner. He is the founder. He created the business. And they are a private equity shop. Everybody put in the comments below equity. A private equity shop. So I think I'm on number 7. I don't know what number I'm on. The 8th, I think this is 8, right? Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is 6. The 6th. The 6th richest black person in the world, Mr. Robert Smith, worth $2.5 billion, built his fortune, built his wealth through private equity. All right. The 7th richest black person in the world is Femi Otedola. The 7th richest black person in the world is Femi Otedola. He is a Nigerian, and he is into gas stations and utilities. Now, this is interesting. Femi Otedola is Nigeria's 3rd richest man. So something is going on in Nigeria. When we talk about visiting Africa, how many of you guys are talking about going to Nigeria, where it has 3 of the top 11 richest people in the world? I need to be, you know what? That is on my bucket list. I'm going to Nigeria. I know you guys want to go to South Africa. You want to go see Egypt and all this stuff, but there must be something in the water in Nigeria. 3 of the top 11 richest black people in the world come from Nigeria. Everybody put in the comments below Nigeria. Wasn't that interesting? How many of you guys are talking about Nigeria? Y'all want to go to Abu Dhabi? Y'all want to go to, go to Jamaica? How many of you guys are talking about, hey, I need to go to Nigeria? It's the 3 of the richest black people in the world come from Nigeria. My goodness. Wow. Y'all gonna learn today. All right, so he's in the gas station and utilities. Femi Otedola is Nigeria's 3rd richest man. He owns his fortune to his controlling shareholding of Forte Oil PLC, one of Africa's largest energy companies. He's a shareholder in one of Africa's largest energy companies. The $2.1 billion market capitalization company owns gas stations and fuel storage depots and manufactures its own line of engine oils. Forte also has interest in power generation. So the 3rd richest man from Nigeria, the 7th richest black man in the world, is an investor. He owns shares in the company called Forte Oil, which is one of Africa's largest energy companies. Isn't that good to know? All right, that was number 7. We still got 4 more to go. The 8th richest black person in the world. Just to recap, what we're talking about here is how these 11 black billionaires built their wealth. And I truly believe that if you want to be rich, we need to study what rich people do. And I've heard quite a few things on this list that we might want to start paying attention to. And we've got 3 Nigerians on this list of the richest black people in the world and how they built their wealth. All we got to do is just learn from them, follow what they do. I hear a lot about investing. How many of you guys are investing, right? They are investors, and their investments have led them to become rich. But yet black people don't want to learn how to invest. Black people call it too risky. Well, it is not risky for the richest people in the world. It's only risky for the people who don't understand that you can learn how to make your money work for you. All right, number 8. Florencio Alaquija, $1.55 billion. Florencio Alaquija. Let's find out what this brother has done. He is also Nigerian, or she. This is a she. I'm sorry. This is a female. She's also from Nigeria. This is the 4th Nigerian on the list of 11 so far that are from Nigeria. So this is Nigeria's only female billionaire, is the founder of Famfa Oil. So she is the founder of this oil company. And when I think back to Black Wall Street, we actually owned oil companies. Now, how many oil companies in America do we own? Wow. Y'all gonna learn. I'm gonna learn today. We're gonna all learn today. So Florencio Alaquija is the 3rd female on this list, the 1st Nigerian-born female, and she owns a company, an oil company. She's the founder of Famfa Oil, a Nigerian company that owns a substantial participating interest in OML 127, which is a lucrative oil block on the Agbami deep water oil field in Nigeria. Alaquija started off as a secretary. Oh my God, I gotta find out if I can get this lady on the show. This lady started out as a secretary in a Nigerian merchant bank in 1970, then quit her job to study fashion design in England. Upon her return, she founded a Nigerian fashion label that catered to upscale clientele, including Mariam Babangida, wife to Nigeria's former military president Ibrahim Babangida. I got to find out more about this lady's story. So she would start off as a secretary. Now she is the founder of Famfa Oil. So I got to find out more about this. Is a story worth finding out, worth reading. She started out as a secretary, quit her job to study fashion. In some kind of way, she ended up being the only female billionaire from Nigeria who owns an oil company. How in the world did she get there? Florencio, the 8th richest black person in the world, the 3rd woman on this list from Nigeria, the 4th Nigerian on this list, started out as a secretary. Woo! Did any of you guys know that? Have any of you guys studied black billionaires before? You're going to learn today. All right, so everybody put in the comments below, a billionaire. We're just trying to have some fun, man. But at the end of the day, we do have black billionaires that we can study. I think it's going to be that lady right there. I'm going to read her story. It's important that I read her. I need to understand how she went from being a secretary to a black billionaire who owns her own oil company. All right. Number 9, Patrice Motsepe, worth $1.15 billion. Patrice Motsepe from South Africa, and he is into mining. So South Africa's first black billionaire, Patrice Motsepe, has lost $1 billion since last year due to a sharp decline in the stock price of his mining company, African Rainbow Minerals, which mines and processes iron, manganese, chrome, platinum, copper, nickel, coal, and gold. Motsepe also has a stake in Sanlam, a listed financial services firm, and is the president and owner of Mamelodi Sundowns Football Club. So this, again, he's into mining. Obviously, minerals or energy minerals have been on the decline, for the past few years. So he's lost a little bit of his net worth, but we still use iron, manganese, chrome, platinum, copper, nickel, coal, and gold. So he is just fine. It's just his net worth is depleted. But as soon as this stuff starts to rise in value again, his net worth is going to go right back up. But again, He is a miner. He owns a mining company. He has he has a stake in San Lamis. He's an investor, and he also is the owner of a football club, which I guess is probably soccer of some sort. He owns that club. Ownership, investing. Black billionaires, this is what they do. All right, number 10 on the list. You guys are very familiar with him. Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan is the 10th, 9th. I don't know where I'm in the number. I don't know where I am. I believe I'm at, I don't know where I'm at. Let's say I'm 9, 10, 11, 9. He's 9th or 10th on this list. Michael Jordan, $1.14 billion. All right, he played basketball. You guys know that. Basketball's greatest player is the major share. He is a majority shareholder of the Charlotte Bobcats. He is an investor. He used basketball, his money from basketball, to become an owner of something. So he is the majority shareholder or the majority owner of the Charlotte Bobcats and enjoys lucrative deals with the likes of Gatorade, Hanes, and Upper Deck. So he still has endorsements. His biggest power comes from the brand Jordan. He branded himself into a freaking shoe. A $1 billion sales sportswear partnership with Nike. $1 billion in sales partnership with Nike. Did Michael Jordan build his wealth through network marketing? No. He built his wealth from playing basketball, taking his endorsement money, branding himself, and then using that money to become an owner of something. And now he is a $1 billion man. Michael Jordan. You got to respect. You might not like him. All right. I don't really too much like him, but I got to respect him from a business standpoint. He used what he had, his gift, in order to build something great for himself. And I don't know what he's doing for the community. Okay. I don't know what he's doing for the community. But nonetheless, he's the 10th or 9th, richest black man in the world. That says a lot. Number 10. Abdul Samad Rabiu, $1.1 billion. Now, what does this guy do? Another guy from Nigeria. This is number 5 from Nigeria. 5 of the 11 richest black people in the world come from Nigeria. He is into cement and sugar. Rabiu is the founder of BAU Group, a Nigerian conglomerate with interest in sugar refining, cement production, real estate, steel, port concessions, manufacturing, oil, gas, and shipping. BAU's group annual revenues are estimated at over $2 billion. Abdul Samad got his start in business working for his father, Isayuki Rabiu, a successful businessman from Nigeria's North region. He struck out on his own in 1988, importing rice, sugar, edible oils, as well as steel and iron rods. So Rabiu is into cement and sugar. He has a company, this group, probably an investment group of some sort. It's a Nigerian conglomerate. How many of you guys, everybody put in the comments below conglomerate. How many of you guys are not just thinking about owning a business? If you're really talking about building an empire, what you're talking about is building a conglomerate. Everybody put in the comments below conglomerate. See, we're not using these type of words. A conglomerate, a tycoon. You know what I'm saying? All right, so Nigerian conglomerate with interest in sugar, refining, cement production, real estate, steel, port concessions, manufacturing, oil, gas, and shipping. This is what black billionaires do. And again, I must stress that if you want to be wealthy, it makes sense to me that you'll study what wealthy people do. They obviously own some stuff. They obviously invest in stuff. They make strategic partnerships. There's a lot that we can gain and learn just from this little hour that we're spending here today. What do black business people do to build wealth? So how these 11 black billionaires built their wealth? You said big bucks? You said big conglomerate equals big bucks. Hey, that's what we need to get to that big buck status. All right. And then the last one on the list, guys, is Mohammed Ibrahim. He is from Britain. He is into mobile telecom and investments. All right, $1.07 billion, Muhammad Ibrahim. So he is from Sudanese born. Mo Ibrahim is the founder of CellTel, an African mobile phone company. He is the founder of an African mobile phone company, which he sold to MTC of Kuwait for $3.4 billion back in 2005. He is the founder of Mo Ibrahim Foundation, which promotes good governance in Africa and awards the annual Mo Ibrahim Prize for achievement in African leadership, a lifetime award of $5 million given over 10 years to retired African heads of the state who have left their countries materially better off and more transparent. So he founded a company, and then he founded a company, and then he sold that company, and then he created a foundation, which he probably gets a lot of donations, a lot of stuff that comes in order to recognize retired African heads of state who leave the country in better shape than it was when they got there. So Mo Ibrahim, still a billionaire. He invests somewhere. I don't know what he invests in, but he obviously has some type of investments going on that keep him as his net worth high. So real estate invested. Gold, oil, gas. Hey, that's what I'm talking about, Travis. Look at that. Say he doing very well. That's what I'm talking about, bro. That's what we got to do, man. Hey, what's going on, Andre, man, from Fort Worth, Texas? We need good engineers to create design. And we can have and do. Hey, we got great engineers. I don't think it's a matter of if we need good engineers. I think we need some good managers or some good people who. We need some connectors. That's what we need. Because we can connect, we can bring people together to march, but we can't bring people together to build. Y'all might want to write that down. That's an ERGJ exclusive. That just came off the top. We can bring people together to protest. We can bring people together to march. We can bring people together to rally. But for some reason in the Black community, we can't bring people together to build. We have engineers. Matter of fact, we have everything that we need to build our community. We have everything that we need to build Black Wall Street. We have everything that we need to build this new world that we all crave to have. Right? So management and education. Right? We have everything that I know some bad coal brothers who are good at engineering. Right? I'm pretty sure you do too. Well, yes, they may come together, but let's not say they must come together. We must come together. Because now let's not act like it's on. See, when we say they, we put it on somebody else. We put it on somebody else, say, hey, you guys need to do something to come together and manufacture. No. If we are serious about this thing, we say we must come together. We must put the plan together. We must bring them with us, and we come together and we go and create this manufacturing. See, too often in our community, I'm glad you said that, and I'm not going to get on you. I'm not saying you. I know you just said that, but that word itself puts the onus on someone else to create something that we can create for ourselves. And again, you're seeing they meaning Black. No, are you Black? We, not they, we. See, once we take personal accountability as a community, everybody in our community is saying they must, they should. No. What should we do? What should I do? Right? If you got the idea, okay, now we need to get together and bring this idea to come to pass. We as a community, not they, we as a community. You see what I'm saying? You see the difference in the words, and I know you know about words because you teach a lot. It's a difference in the words. We must. Everybody put in the comments below, we must. Because what we're doing, we're studying about Black billionaires and what they have done and what they are still doing, because they are still alive today. And we can learn from what they're doing, and we can implement and do some of the things ourselves. Well, you can say I, but I only move so far. So if you say I, right, I get that premise, but I just means that you're going to do it alone. And too often, too many of us are doing things alone. We have a lot of I's in our community. I'm doing this. I'm doing this. And the premise is, if you want to go fast, go alone. I is a singular term. We got to watch our verbiage. If you say I, you say, I'm going to go do something. You're going to go so far by yourself. We must. We must. No, that's not true. See, this is what I'm saying. I have ideas, but no one wants to do it. That's not true. How many guys are part of Club Millie? How many guys are part of Club Millie? Club Millie is doing something. So too many of us are doing work alone. George Fraser says this. He says we operate in silos. And because you're over in St. Louis, you're over in Texas, you're over wherever you are, you're doing things by yourself and saying, hey, I'm going to do my best. And that's fine. It's good. That's a great place to start. But at some point, you got to make strategic partnerships, just like Michael Jordan made a strategic partnership with Nike, and he is now a billionaire. Just like we just read a lot of the stories about how they made partnerships. Stinking thinking, man. That's thinking thing. Sometimes you have to do it yourself. No, you don't. Sometimes you think you have to do it yourself. I mean, just look at history. History debunks that thought. Jesus didn't do it by himself. Martin Luther King didn't do it by himself. Malcolm X didn't do it by himself. Marcus Garvey didn't do it by himself. So saying sometimes we have to do it ourselves, history does not support that thinking. That's thinking. Now, it may be difficult to find the people that can help you in your venture, your idea. It may be difficult to find, but that's a good thing, actually, because you want to go through the process of weeding out all of the fake people, all the people who don't have a vested interest in what you're trying to do. You want to weed them down and get to the top 10%, because once you get to the 10%, boy, you're going to learn today, Travis. You're going to learn today. Travis, so he had, okay, so let's talk about this. Now, if y'all really want to go here, right? Jesus had like-minded people. Well, how did he find them? So he went out and he was walking and he went and found some people. He said, what? Follow me. Do you think that they had like minds when he said, follow me? No, they didn't. They started to learn as they watched and saw what Jesus was doing. They didn't just automatically have the idea that, you know what, I want to do that. No. He said, follow me. They said, you know what, I'm going to follow you. And then, okay, well, yeah, discernment. That's good. So, Teresa, that's right. You do have to partner with like-minded people. I agree with that. But it's important that we find those see, how many of you guys are really looking for like-minded people? Now, I think there's a difference. Some of us think that like-minded means that you like me. Some of you guys, you may think that like-minded means that we have to talk alike, think alike, and be alike. No, that's not true, right? Like-minded means that you can actually challenge me in my thought process. You're all about building the community, right? That's like-minded. As long as we have that one thing in common, we want to build our Black community. That's all I need. Now, how we're going to do it may differ. There's more than one way to skin a cat, but as long as I respect you enough to say, you know what, Travis, here's how you are going. Okay, here's how I'm going. Let's respect each other's differences in the way in which we build a community, but let us still build the community nonetheless. The two biggest things that are stopping the Black community from rising is, number one, pride, because you think that your way has to be the way, and number two is ego. You want to be in control. So once you drop the pride and the ego, once you humble yourself and say, you know what, I can work with this person, because I don't necessarily look with, you say have the same goals. I agree. You need to have the same goals. I don't necessarily look at the most intelligent person. I'd rather take the person who has hustle. I'd rather take the person who's willing to do whatever it takes than the person who's the most intelligent person who does nothing. You know what? Thinking, you can do that. You can say, hey, I can go start and then bring people on after being successful. Let's see how long that takes. If you really think that you're going to be able to build something and make it successful and then bring people on after you make it successful, we're going to watch that and see how that works. We're going to watch that and see how it works. In that comment itself, you'll find why you're struggling. You'll find right there in that comment, in that thought process, why you're struggling to find the success that you might want to find, that you might want to have in whatever venture that you're doing, just in the thought itself. So if you have the wrong thought process going to what you're doing, you'll find right there in that very reason why you find the struggles that you have, because you're automatically thinking that, well, I can do this myself. Like, do you really think that God called you to operate by yourself? Matter of fact, if we talk about, again, this goes back, if you want to talk about the Bible is clear in that even David had help. Even Joseph had help. I don't know where you're going with this. That's right. So Teresa, you are on to something. Look at this. She says you can have a person with the ideas and a person who has the hustle help. That's partnership, right? That's partnership. That's partnership. And that's fine. That's cool. Your we came from mine. Yeah, you have to take on the onus first before you can expect for someone else. So I agree with that. Yes, I believe in building the Black community. I had to first believe it. If I didn't believe it, then there would be no we. I believed it. I took it on and said, hey, this is what I'm going to do. And then guess what? As I did that, I started to find other people who had the very same idea, very same spirit for what they wanted to accomplish. Travis, I'm done, man. You got stinking thinking, brother. You know, everybody's not lazy. Everybody's not excuse oriented. You may come across a lot of those people and you may say we need the right people. We do have the right people. You just got to find them. See, I think you're lazy in your research. I think you're lazy in your discovery. I think you're lazy in going to find the people that you need. That's what I think. Because you're making excuses for your lack or for your laziness. You're calling other people lazy, but you're not using your efforts to be a scavenger. You got to go on a scavenger hunt. Don't you understand that you understand this, that the harvest is plenty, but the laborers are few, right? But you're still looking in the harvest. You need to find the laborers. And I would say that you're being lazy in your search. It says, seek and you will find. Ask and you'll receive. How much asking are you doing? How much seeking are you doing? How much knocking are you doing to find the right people to help you with your goal? So while you're focusing on who's lazy, I would say that you're being lazy. While you focus on people who make excuses, I'd say that you're making an excuse. It took us, what, Club Millie, everybody representing Club Millie, putting a hashtag below, hashtag Club Millie. It took us 1 month and 15 days to get 130 Black people on the same page. 130 Black people saying, you know what, we're serious about this wealth building thing. We're serious about this we're serious about building our wealth, protecting our wealth, and transferring our wealth. Well, how in the world, in a month and a half, did we get 130 Black people to get on the same page to march on towards building wealth together? We could have used the same excuses. Oh, they're all lazy. That's not true. They're not all lazy. Oh, they all make excuses for why they can't. That's not true. They don't all make excuses. Most of them do, but we're not concerned about most of them. So here's what I say. And I'm not, again, Travis, hopefully you feel my spirit, because I'm not coming down on you. I'm just saying I want to be able to help you get to where you want to go. And here's the God honest truth. Walk away from the 95%. Walk away from the excuse people. Walk away from the people who are lazy. Walk away from those people and connect with people who you see. You know a tree by the fruit that it bears. You can see that they are about the business. You can see that day in and day out, they got their hustle on. You can see. Walk away. Don't focus on the 90%. Only keep your focus on the 10. See, the 90%, they don't believe. See, that's the problem. They're not faith-based people. They are results-oriented people. But you need to find the people who are faith-based. They can see it before it happens. And they say, you know what? I know it's not physically there right now, but I see the intangible thing of what we're building. Matter of fact, in my eyes, we've already built Black Wall Street. So I'm not focused on what it looks like when it's done. What I'm saying is I already see it being built. See, those are the faith-based people. You have faith to see. You don't have to see to have faith. So the 10% of the people we're talking about, the 10% of our community, they have faith. They can see. The other 90%, they're waiting to see in order to have faith. They're waiting to see in order to have belief. And so what I say to them is the bus is going to continue to move. When we get to our destination, we're going to turn the bus right on back and come get you people that needed to see. But right now, we're worried about the people who already see with their third eye, and they can see where we're going. Focus on the 10%. Walk away from the 90%. Don't spend your energy. Don't spend your time. Don't let them waste your time. Focus on the 10%. Hopefully that helps. Because at the end of the day, getting back to what we're discussing, 11 black billionaires. Now let's put this into perspective, guys. 11 or 12 black billionaires. I don't know how many we did. I think that's 12 we got. But out of the 12, of the 12, right? Let's go back and put this in perspective. Then we'll wrap this up. Did that help, Travis? I'm just here to help, man. I want to make sure you feel my spirit, man. I'm not coming down on you, anything like that. You know what I mean? It's all love, right? Out of 1,800 billionaires in the world, only 12 of them are black. Now we can talk about all the different things, redlining and why it is, and all. That has nothing. This is the reality. Out of 1,800 billionaires in the world, only 12 of them are black. My question to you, who's going to be number 13? Who's going to be number 14? Who's going to be number 15? All right. So again, I believe this is just me, this ERGJ just talking to you guys. I believe that if you want to be wealthy, study what wealthy people do. And I think tonight or today, we've taken some time to study the richest black people in the world. And we found out some of the things that they've done to build their wealth. I got one story. I got to read up on this lady. I mean, this lady right here, this Fuller Rancha, I got to find out her story. I need to read her biography. How do you go from being a secretary? Okay. How you going to go from being a secretary to being the 8th richest black person in the world? I need to read up on her. I need to go visit Nigeria. There must be something in the water in Nigeria. We got 5 black people. 5 of the richest black people in the world come from Nigeria. How many of you guys are talking about visiting Nigeria? How many of you guys want to come with me to Nigeria? I need to find out what's going on in Nigeria, Africa, the motherland. How these 11 black billionaires built their wealth. And I believe that if we study them, pick up their books, read their biographies, find out how they've done, read as much as you can on these 11 black people in the world. We only got 12 of them. And I think we'll begin to find some strategies. We'll begin to understand how wealth building really works. And we can implement that into our lives. I might have to write it, Travis. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's out there. We may have to write it. Good idea. Let's write a book on 11 black billionaires of the world, right? That's the automatic. We got that down. I'm just throwing out ideas. I'm throwing out $1 million ideas. You know, I'm not a writer, but I'll put it together. You know I will. What is the ERGJ Certified Financial Educator? Hopefully you learned something today, right? The blueprint is there. You don't have. That's what I'm talking. Man, who is this lady? Teresa McClellan. We need to hook up. Not hook up like that. You know what I'm saying? We need to be some business partner. I like what you think. Anyway. All right, man. This episode has been brought to you by Wesley Learns to Invest, the first African-American, actually comic book that's written for kids to teach them about investing. This is by an African-American author, Mr. Prince Dykes. Of course, if you're interested in this, I believe that this should be on everybody's bookshelf. You got kids, you got grandkids that are going to need to learn about investing. This is a great way to do it. It's got illustrations, very easy for them to start to understand the concept of investing. Because today we talked about black billionaires, and many of them do investing. And we can, here's the thing. We can complain all day long about why schools don't teach about investing. You can spend your time doing that, or you can spend your time reading a book or going to a class. Of course, ERGJ Enterprises offers classes for kids to teach them about what they're not going to learn in school. We can spend our time doing that because that's how you change stuff. They're not going to change what they're doing, but you can change what you're doing. So you can put your kids in front of a good book. You can put your kids in a money class. You can teach your children what they should know, instead of what they are not going to learn. You can do that on your own. That's what they call self-education. I want you guys to remember this. My mentor says this: formal education will make you a living. A living is great. Pay your bills, all that stuff. But self-education, reading a book on your own, learning what you want to learn on your own. He says self-education will make you a fortune. And I believe that these 11 billionaires that we talked about today, a lot of them had a lot of self-education, which helped them to move to a place in the stratosphere of being the richest black people in the world. All right, guys, that's our time today. Hopefully you enjoyed it, man. Just remember this, man. It takes a village, but it starts with us. Let's build as we climb together. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful evening.
Thanks you for joining the show. We gave a lot of great tips, but it's time to go. Take the knowledge we shared, hope use it and grow. We will see you all there at the next episode.